students. I'm Bethany with the Earth Savers Institute, and I'm going to be your healthy eating instructor. Today you want to take notes, just in case you get quizzed. Actually, we're going to start with a quiz. I have some foods here on the table, and I want you to figure out which is the unhealthy food. We have an apple, granola bars, fortified whole grain bread, a hamburger from a frequent fast food chain, a sports drink, and steamed broccoli. So I'm going to give you a few seconds to figure out which is the unhealthy food on the table. This is not a trick question, and I'm guessing most of you might have picked the hamburger. And you know what? You're right. Definitely not a healthy food. But let's take a look at these other so-called healthy foods on the table and see just how healthy they truly are. Let's start with this apple. Beautiful, right? Well, did you know that this apple could be coated in wax, covered in pesticides, and grown in sewage sludge? And how about these granola bars? Healthy, whole grain, good for you? I don't think so. The second main ingredient is sugar, pure white sugar. And how about the fortified whole grain bread? Do you know what fortified means? It means that when they had to cook and process this bread, they then took out all of the nutrients. So they had to fortify it with man-made synthetic nutrients in order to put the nutrition back in. And then let's look at the sports drink. Did you know the second main ingredient is high fructose corn syrup? I definitely don't want to fuel myself with that. And then the steamed broccoli. That can't be bad for you, right? Well, you know what? It's not. But in the cooking process, instead of eating the broccoli raw, you actually lose a lot of the nutrition, especially the important vitamin C, which makes it so good for your immune system. So, now that we've looked at these so-called healthy foods that may not be so healthy, I'm going to help you figure out the confusion to see what is truly good for your body. So I've got 3 main rules for healthy eating, and I want you to take notes on these. Number 1, eat organic food. When you eat organic food, you ensure that your food has not been grown with long-lasting pesticides, fungicides, or insecticides. In addition, if you consume any meat or dairy products, if you get them organically, that means that they haven't been injected with hormones and antibiotics. So eating organically is a way to keep the bad things out of your food. However, organic isn't enough. In addition, you need to eat whole foods. That's number 2. And that doesn't mean eating the whole bag of chips or the whole hamburger. Eating whole foods means that you're eating foods in their whole natural state. So if we pretended this apple was organic, not conventional and covered in wax, an idea of eating a whole food would be having the whole apple. A food that isn't whole would be something like a fruit juice that's been processed and pasteurized. Instead, you would want to get the fruit fresh and whole instead, and then juice it yourself. So you can find these whole foods in the produce section or in the bulk section, and you're going to find the foods that aren't whole usually on the shelves that are packaged and processed. So number 3 on the list after organic and whole foods is eat fresh foods. And this does not mean freshly baked. Fresh foods means that you're having foods that have not been cooked and heated and processed. Let's take another look at this steamed broccoli, for example. This broccoli is no longer fresh. We've cooked the broccoli and therefore damaged a lot of its nutritional value. So a fresh broccoli would have a lot more nutrients than this cooked broccoli does. So eating your foods organic, whole, and fresh is a good way to keep bad things out of the food and retain the nutritional value that's in your food.